All right, I thought they were a little better than that. That's all right. No, that's fine. Okay, all right, Jesus, that's enough. So I live in downtown Las Vegas. Anybody else? Yeah, one guy, and everybody else decided not to ruin your lives. That was probably a good idea. I like living downtown because I get to run into all sorts of colorful characters. I saw a guy on the corner the other day. He's wearing a down vest, no shirt, and he's got a bucket tied to a rope tied to his waist. So you know the man's about his business, right? I'm at the street light with my window rolled down, so I'm inviting his sales pitch, and he staggers over to me, and he says to me in a very aggressive manner, he says, "Hey man, want me to suck your dick?" And my exact words were, no, I don't want that at all. And that's the end of the story. I just kept driving, but that should be the end of the story, though. I declined his advances, and I went on living my life. But I was thinking about it later, like, how desperate is this guy? And not the fact that he offered that, and I'm not saying he's well-adjusted to be offering fellatio to strangers on the side of the road, but the fact that he didn't ask for anything in return. He didn't say, hey, suck your dick for drugs or money or directions. He was just going to do it pro bono. And is that a new thing where the homeless are offering sexual favors on consignment? And like that's how bad it is out there. There's so much competition that they price themselves out of the market. That should be an indicator of how far we are from a total economic recovery. Like, that should be a leading indicator on MSNBC, where there's a ticker going off on the bottom of the screen, and this lady comes on. She's like, the NASDAQ fell 3% today off of lower than expected job numbers. Meanwhile, gratuitous vagrant dick sucking's up 30 points quarter over quarter. Here in the studio to comment on this recent uptick is Tracy Matthews. Tracy is chief economist at Morgan Stanley and our resident bummy blowjob analyst. What do you got for us, Tracy? When I wrote down bummy blowjob analyst, I thought that was the funniest shit ever. It's gotten 2 laughs the 5 times I've said it, so you guys are correct in not laughing at it. I find I identify with homeless people. I like talking to them and doing charity work and things. That's a lie. I don't know why I said I ever did charity work. But I think what it is I realize that I drink so much that I'm like 0.02% average blood alcohol content away from becoming a homeless person. Like, every time I go out, I'm on the brink of losing everything I own. Like I drink so much, I find myself lying to professionals about my drinking, like doctors, insurance agents, police officers, flight attendants, people with jobs, basically. But I know that I drink too much because drinking is like my hobby. I don't drink. Some people drink to do other things, like they drink to write novels or go rollerblading. I drink to get drunk. That's it. In fact, there's only one activity I enjoy when I'm drinking, and that is blacking out. If you guys don't know what blacking out is, that's when you put so much alcohol in your body that your body actually works better. Your body starts running at such a high efficiency that you don't even need your brain to operate it. That's not a joke, that's science. But the last time I blacked out, I was actually in Indiana. I was at a hotel with some friends, and we decided we were going to walk to the closest bar, and we found out that the closest bar also happened to be a strip club, which you're not supposed to black out at strip clubs. But we were at the hotel room, I put $100 in my pocket. We had a bottle of whiskey, so I take anywhere from 5 to 35 shots, I don't really count. And then we walk to the club, we go in through the doors of the club, and then I woke up the next day. That's the chain of events as far as I remember it. Now, if you've ever woken up the next day from a night of blackout drinking, you know that there's a certain protocol that you have to follow. The first thing you have to do is check your surroundings, because you might be in danger. This particular instance, I woke up in my own hotel room, in my own bed, which, holy shit, is pretty miraculous. I mean, I don't have time to list all the places that I could have woken up, but it's a lot. The second thing you have to do, you have to check out how much money you spent. Because if you guys are like me, whenever I'm drinking so much that I'm not creating memories, I don't make the most sound financial decisions. So I knew I only had $100, couldn't get in that much trouble, but I reached in my pockets, I had money left. So I take out the money, I start counting the money, I get done counting the money, and I realize that I'm up $20. Yeah. Which means I made money at the strip club. And I don't remember how. But I do know there's only a few ways to do that, and it doesn't involve washing dishes. So At first, I don't think much of it, but like 20 minutes goes by, I start to get nervous. I decide I'm going to call my friends, find out what happened. So every single one of my friends that I call and tell them that I blacked out, I don't remember anything, every single one of them laughs at me and then hangs up. And the reason they did that is because my friends are dicks. So another couple hours goes by, I start to get more and more nervous. I start to panic. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, and I say to myself, I'm not just going to sit here and wait for royalty checks to start coming in from some website that's blocked my work. I'm going to go down to that club and do some investigating. So I go down to the club. Right away when I walk in, this girl sees me. I see her. She walks over. First thing she says is, "Hey, Kyle." Yeah, two things about that. I'm Kyle. And I didn't even know this place existed 3 days ago. I'm already on a first-name basis with one of the girls. So not off to a good start with my investigation. I talked to her for a minute and a half. Finally, I come clean. I'm like, look, I don't remember a thing from last night. I feel like things got weird. Can you just tell me if things got crazy? She's like, yeah. Okay, wow. Yeah, you guys came in. You guys are really drunk. And then you got in a dance-off with one of the girls. And you won. Yeah. That was the most terrifying news I've ever received in my entire life. Like, because I've never done that before. I didn't take a class on it and watch an instructional video. I just knew how to do it. It was a Jason Bourne moment. But instead of being able to speak another language or assassinate a prime minister, I was able to win an exotic dance competition in Bluffton, Indiana. Not a marketable skill set. But that whole story is true. And it changed my life forever. Like, I don't drink as much anymore. I don't want to have children because of it, because I can't tell that story to my child. God forbid I have a daughter. She ends up working at that club, and somebody tells her that story. I would have failed as a parent for a lot of reasons, I guess. But that actually does scare me, the thought of having a daughter, because, I mean, I know nothing about women that qualifies me to train one. And then one day a doctor's just going to hand me a baby woman to own and operate. That's a terrible hospital. Like, I don't know how to deal with that when she starts having real women problems, like when she's 4, 5, 6 years old, and she has her first period. Now I got to deal with that? You guys know what that is? I don't know how old they are when it happens. 11, 12, 13 months. The point is, I get that phone call from her daycare. I got to go pick her up. And I would take it seriously. I'd sit her down, give her that heart-to-heart talk that all parents have to have, and give her some good advice, some good fatherly advice, like rub some dirt on it, or like walk it off, man. I don't know what you're gonna do. Whatever you got, it sounds bad. I don't know what I would say. I don't know. I'd probably just make her an outside kid at that point. Like, no, I'm not putting plastic on the furniture. That's too much work. Do you guys remember things that your parents said to you when you were a little kid, but like you're old enough now to realize how it affected you? I still remember when I was 7 years old and I first started getting into sports, my dad sat me down and he said, listen, if you work hard and you listen to everything your coaches tell you and you focus, there's still going to be like 1 million people better than you. And then he stopped talking. I gave up that day. I put zero effort into everything ever since those words came out of his face. He basically told me that if I work really hard and I'm lucky, the day that I die, I'll still be 1 million spots from first place. Like, why would I try at anything? I don't try at anything anymore. And it was the best decision I've ever made. There's no pressure if you don't try. There are zero expectations. I'm sorry, you expected something from me? That was a mistake. I'm not trying. Nobody enjoys it. Nobody enjoys hard work. The only reason anybody tries at anything is to get laid, and that's it. We all have that friend who's 33 years old, never got his shit together. Now he tells you he's going to put in an application at the UPS store so he can move out of his parents' garage, put a down payment in on a beach cruiser. Why do you think he's doing that? To contribute to society? No, he's tired of masturbating behind a lawnmower. That's the reason. It's the only reason I do anything. It's the only reason I went to work yesterday. It's the only reason I went to school. It's the only reason I came here tonight. I was hoping there'd be a girl here. I was hoping she would think I was kind of funny. And then I was hoping it'd take her at least 18 hours to realize that I'm not a very good person. All right, that's it. I'm Kyle Brennan. Thanks.